So, what is the spiritual perspective on this whole coronavirus thing around this world? Hi, my name is Solera. So, I am a spiritual channel. I channel the Akashic Records and the spiritual guides who give me the information. So, the spiritual guides have told me to share with everybody that stop freaking out. And they specifically told me and my audience, to not follow social media and the negative news, because the more you read negative news, the more negative energy that you're going to take in. So every day you turn on the news channel, you turn on social media, it's like everybody is sending you some kind of negative news or negative statistics about how many people are dying, how many people are sick. It is not going to help you in a lot of ways because you're just taking it in. And if a lot of people who are empaths, who are sensitive to that kind of information, we say stay away. Okay, so don't try to follow that. So that's the advice that they have given me personally. Like as soon as this thing started, I'm like texting them. This is how I communicate with them. I was like, okay, so tell me what's going on. And they said, just turn on social media. Don't listen to what everybody else says, because this is law of attraction. You can say at its best or at its worst, depending on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it as at its best, it means it's working really well because everybody's focus is on a negative. And when everybody's focus is on a negative, the negative just exponentially multiplies and increases. So you don't want to be one of those people who add into that negative energy. Okay, you want to be one of those people who contribute to the positive energy. So the way to do that is to turn off the news and actually focus on what you are doing. Okay, so every day I ask them, okay, so what do I need to focus on? They said, what brings you joy is what is going to lift the world. So some people say, oh, I need to save like the whales. I need to go save starving children, No, just focus on what makes you happy. Like, for example, my sense of happiness very often comes from just, painting or singing, just like making arts and crafts. Like, for example, all the paintings behind me, I made them at home. I love doing them. It's not my career, but it's something that I enjoy. I channel the painting just like I channel the Akashic Records. So find something that you love to do and then focus on that positivity, okay? Instead of focusing on what everybody else is focusing on. It's like if the stock market, it's like everybody sells, right? You don't want to be following everybody else. You want to follow yourself. You follow your own inner calling. And I think, what they said to me is that this is the best time for really people to reflect about themselves. Some people might go through divorces because they realize, oh my God, they don't want to stay with their spouse and look at them every single day for 60 days. Maybe they want to change career. Maybe they want to really start working from home instead of working, on site at the corporate office. Maybe they really want to do something different with their lives. Maybe they want to sell jewelry instead of, being an HR lady or something. So this is a period, use it to reflect and to think about, what it is that really brings you happiness, because your joy, your sense of joy is what uplifts the rest of the world. Don't try to save other people, save yourself, and one of the things that the spiritual guides always tell me is just sometimes the best thing to do is just to be selfish. It's to think about what you want, what is your preference for life. What are some of your interests that you haven't pursued, in a long time? Go do those things. And of course, a lot of things right now are being restricted. It's not like before you could go to yoga class. Maybe right now you can do yoga at home, right? So discover different ways to expand your interests, expand your hobbies, even if you cannot go out to do these things outside, but maybe you can start doing some of these things at home. So instead of, looking at the negative news, stop consuming information. Now is the time for you to actually produce, right? Produce what you love. It doesn't matter, if you're like me, you produce a physical painting. Maybe that's not you. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you like something else that's completely different. Maybe you actually want to learn how to juggle the soccer ball. Maybe it's hard to do that right now, but you can still find some space at home to do that. Whatever your calling is, right? I don't know you. You only know you. I mean, this is the problem with most people, is they follow the mass. It's like they follow the wave of the negative things, and then it's like before they know it, they're down in that rabbit hole with everybody else. It's like when I went to Northwestern University, is one of the top 10 school in the States. All my classmates wanted to be a consultant, wanted to become an investment banker, a lawyer. and a doctor, and they're all very successful, but I don't really see many of them are that happy ultimately. That kind of job comes with a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and some of them, most of us, we were just kids and we were just learning because we felt like we had to do it, right? It wasn't because we felt like, oh, it was inspiring. Maybe for some people it was inspiring, and if you picked a career that inspired you, that's great, okay? But I'm saying that now is the time to really reflect what makes you happy. I never really thought I would become a channel, but I was very lucky. I sent myself off to a sabbatical for 3 months in Iceland a few years ago, and I had a lot of time. Like what people are going through, like this confinement thing, I already did that. Okay, it was like a self-imposed confinement in the winter, in the middle of nowhere in Iceland, and I gave myself that time to reflect, to think, and actually to receive the channeling. And I was always someone who's very practical. I didn't really think it was something I wanted to do. But because I had time to reflect, I had time to think, and I was open. You have to be open to receive messages from the universe. You have to be open to receive gifts that, God is like waiting there to give to you. It just, you didn't notice it before. So, what's really important is for you to actually notice what's happening in your life. Notice yourself, the things that make you feel uncomfortable, that don't feel good. You're like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. You just say no. Like, we all have kind of that gut reaction when we don't like something. It's like, ugh, yuck. No. When you feel that, hear that, no way, just turn away, right? So the things that excite you, like, wow, how fun, yay. It's like our body naturally does this. It's like, I naturally do this when I'm excited about something. It's like, oh my God, it's so exciting. Like my voice goes up. You have that ability to recognize what's good for you and what makes you happy. So now is the time to really discover that for yourself, and don't follow the crowd. Like, do the opposite of what everybody else is. If everybody's talking about the corona thing, if everybody's talking about, the economy crashing down, like, just put that aside for a while and think about what it is that you really desire in your life. Because what you desire in your life, you will find that if you start to nurture it, it's like growing a plant. I've got like these plants in my backyard. I just water it every day. I give it some feed, nutrients, and it grows, right? Like a little pot, a plant would grow, and it would have leaves, and it would have flowers, and I have several plots outside in the garden. So over time, when you give it sunshine, when you give it water, like the thing would grow, okay, naturally. Just with your love, whatever you love, it will grow. So give it love, give it time, give it some sunshine and water, and you will find that your plant is going to grow, whatever your interest is going to grow, whatever, maybe it's a new business idea, maybe it could be a new love, a new relationship. Like, give it time. Things don't just like grow, like you got to give it love. Okay, they don't just appear and become like a perfect form immediately. Like a rose takes time to bloom, right? So give that time to yourself. And right now, a lot of us have the luxury, of staying at home. It's like I'm at home all day now, and I think a lot of people are at home all day now, just because this is what to me, it's not a bad thing. I mean, yes, sometimes I do get bored. I wish I can go to the mall instead, but it's also a blessing. It's like I have time now to do like this video with you, and I think about all these other things I haven't done for a while. I'm like taking these online singing classes just for fun, right? I don't think I'm ever going to be like the next Christina Aguilera, but for my own joyful expression. Like, you don't always have to do things for money, but think about what are some things that you do for fun, and you will find that the money comes as a result. A lot of people really think about, okay, what's my purpose? But they're really asking, like, what's my life career thing that I need to, like, figure out? But you'll find that actually our souls are not driven by money. And this is the problem. It's like your ego is driven by money, but your soul is not driven by money. And when your soul is not driven by money and you try to push yourself to make money, it doesn't always give you good results. But your soul is driven by what? By like your joyful expression, like really your authentic, happy expression of who you are. So this is my message for you for today. Please focus on yourself, take care of yourself, and most importantly, love yourself. And this is Solera, and please subscribe, like, and I'll put a link in the description box where you can subscribe to 3 free channel lessons on love, money, and life purpose. And make sure you join a Facebook group as well. If you follow the link, it will take you there. So I will see you next time.